Well, Happy New Year, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me. Hope everybody's well. I'm not really going to be talking much here. I just started making these weird sounds and thought I'd hit the stream button. So, hope everyone's good. I'll try and keep an eye on the chat if I can, but I'm literally just here, just like making weird sounds, doing a bit of chopping up inside of the computer. I don't know, maybe something will come off this, maybe it won't. Who knows? So let me just turn my mic off for a bit. I'm just going to check the audio. Oh, I was talking and I was muted. Anyway, I've just recorded some stuff into Bitwig. I'm just hit record live stream, so sit back and watch me do something or nothing. We'll see. Yeah, thanks for joining me. Hope everyone's all right. So I'm not probably going to talk much. I will say that the sounds that I've already got here, we've got the 4MS ensemble oscillator. It's going through some distortions and some delays, and then it's going through some filters and some VCAs and that kind of thing. And I just jammed the whole thing here into Bitwig, and now I'm just going to go through, chop it up, and find some interesting bits. This was originally in mono, but what I've already done is I've panned some stuff left and right. So yeah, so I've already got something like this, which I kind of think's quite nice. Then it goes into this. And yeah, I'm going to go along and see what else we've got. Let's see. That was my original jam here. That's quite nice. What's that? Yeah. So what I do, I go through and I just find interesting things like this and chop them out. I'm going to mute my mic for a bit and just get into this. Feel free to ask any questions or anything. Now you're probably wondering why it's sounding like super granular and that kind of thing. Well, that's because once I recorded it in, I then pitched it down -12 an octave and play around with the different modes here that we've got. Let me make the screen a bit bigger for you all, and then you can see what I'm doing. But it's a really interesting way to come up with something quite interesting. Right, we want to move that over there a little bit, and we're going to move this down there a little bit so you can probably see a bit more. Yeah, so I pitched it down and then I played around with these different modes here, because originally, if I take that back up, it was like that, which is quite nice. And in fact, what I might do in the bits that I've already got here, so if I just loop around this bit here, and you can hear how sort of granulated they are. I'm going to duplicate those, and I'm going to turn off that pitch shifting on these ones. So we've got the original pitch added to those. Something like that. I'm just coming up with ideas here. Okay. And let's just get some kick in for a bit of context. This is my pre-built drum sampler machine that I have. It's just basically 4 samplers that are connected together with some different kick drums in, and just allows me to create the kind of kick drum that I want. Now, I don't ever just hit play and just go for it on the one with a kick drum. You know, where does that kick drum want to be? That's what I'm thinking. Da. Ba, ba is somewhere around there. So like that. Somewhere there. Kick never has to just be on the one. I might move these around. I never get really too precious about music at this point. I'm just coming up with ideas. I'm just throwing things down with the view to kind of then go in, just chop it up, and I never get super precious about stuff to begin with. Let's scale that. Because instantly, it doesn't do anything for the music. I think it wants to be somewhere like there. Okay, now I do like these sounds, but I'm going to group them together, and I'm going to just do a little bit of filtering or something like that at the moment. My go-to filters got to be, yeah, the M12 filter. Which I really like. One of the main reasons is because you can do the filter out into the second filter, so you can filter A, filter into filter B, and you can push it into the filter a little bit more and bring out these extra harmonics, which I quite like. Those kicks are not doing anything, are they, really? They're just there. Kind of feel like they maybe want to be odd time. That's something like that. That's miles better already. That's much, much better already. Yeah, that's good. DJ Rick Dawson saying anything like cable guys, shaper you could put it through. Yes. In fact, one of the things that I was going to play around with now is sending this into the grid on Ableton, which gives you access to all that kind of crazy stuff. So that's your audio in, that's your audio out. Anything you put in the middle is up to you. So you've got all these different distortions, and you've got envelopes that you can put it through, and that kind of thing. So what I might do is get something like slopes, and then I might put this through just the level. Oops, no, that probably won't work. Need something in and out, maybe gain volume. Yeah, so what I can do is now modulate that with this. And this kind of gives you that cable guys thing. But I don't quite want to go there just yet. Let's have a look at this bit. I just want to make something that's just really, like, real nasty. That's all I want to do today. I don't want to make anything that's in any way nice. I just want to make what. Now those kicks may not work with this section. That's okay. No, those kicks don't work at all with that, you see. That's okay. It's weird, this one's got a weird squeal right at the beginning. What's that? Might have to take just a bit off here and pop that there. this one here, remember to take that off. Let's see what else we've got. Okay, so I've got a few things that I like, and what I'm going to do is record some new stuff in from the modular. So I quite like kick drum's still not there yet. Still not sure on that one. Let's do some heavy side chaining though, just to see how things sound with a bit of that. And let's side chain that from the kicks. Something like that. Now, I just EQ that on the way in. See how that reacts differently. Sorry, yeah, I want to apply that just to the dynamics, don't I? How do I apply that just to the dynamics? I just want to apply that here. I can't quite remember. I can't put an EQ in there, can I? Basically, I want to change. Yeah, sidechain effect. There it is. Beg your pardon. So drag that into the sidechain effects. So now this is only applied to the sidechain. Very extreme, I know, but it's the desired effect that I want. I need some noise. So I'm just going to go to the grid for that. It's very simple to create noise here. They've got different types of noise. Any different type of noise you could think of. Pink or white, take your pick. And could just put that into here. And I'm going to apply the same sidechain to that. Need to put a gate on that. Have we got a gate? That's better. Otherwise it'll just keep going. How am I going to deal with that? Maybe before. There. How do I deal with this gate? How do I deal with this noise? Help. I want it to stop. Okay. I'll just have to mute it or something. Okay, kind of liking this. Let's bring some other things back in from the modular and put it over the top. Probably going to use the same oscillator, same modulation, everything, but I'm just going to play around with it and see what else we can get, see if there's anything else interesting here. You know, everything that I've done so far, by the way, in this track may not end up in the finished version. it's just something to, you've got to start somewhere, right? You've got to build the track from something. This is how I do it. If you're interested, the way that I'm syncing all of this up, I've got drum machines which are off the camera there, the Perk ones and the Pulsar, is I'm using a really cool module here called Link ML2 Link, and it's brilliant. It basically uses Ableton Link, Miss ML2 Eurorack. I'll show you it, and it just works. It really just works. Here we go. So this is ML2. This is what I'm using. And it's a tiny, tiny module. That's it. It's like 2 HP. And it generates its own Wi-Fi. Or you can make it join an existing Wi-Fi. And it talks to your computer. You press play on your computer. It plays in the modular. It sends out gate and clock. Reset. I've actually got it doing a clock and reset, and it's going into Pamela's, and then Pamela's throwing clock and reset out everywhere basically, and it works. It's as rock solid as you can imagine. So I thoroughly recommend that. If you're looking at a way to synchronize a DAW with Eurorack, then this is the one. Well, at least it is for me anyway. It works for me. Just thought I'd share that with you. Missing Link ML2. Can it do offset? Yeah, there is a web editor for it, mate. And let's have a look. Let's see what it does. Because once you've set it up, you really don't need to touch it anymore, except for just pressing play and that kind of thing. You can change the tempo. Let's. Here you go. So here you can set the BPM, you can divide it, multiply it, the loop size. Oh yeah, offset, there you go. So you can offset it. And I've got output A, it's got two outputs. Output A is doing a clock, output B is doing the reset for me. And it's just connected to my home Wi-Fi, which my computer's on. Or you can generate your own Wi-Fi from it. And because it's Ableton Link, anything that does link, it can connect to it. So my Akai Force, for example, connects to it as well when I'm using that. And yeah, it's great. It is great. Can't complain. Okay, let's get some more modular in then. So now I've turned that on and I've got Link enabled. I press play. You've got to wait a couple of seconds and then you're in. Right. So let's mute the computer. This is the modular. Let's get a different sound. That's without the delay. There's too much going on there. You know, it just sounds kind of cheesy. So I'm using this Moog distortion as well. It's a full band distortion by DPW. I need to do a little video on a lot of these. How's that sound with everything else? Just like this pulsating. Cool, I'm quite liking some of these sounds. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just jam. I'm just going to record this in. So I'm just going to throw this in. Yeah, can I just chuck that there? That works, doesn't it? Yeah. So with that playing, just get my audio input here. Whoa. Yes. That's what I'm after, something like that. Oh, okay, I've got loads there. I've got plenty there, so I'm just going to find those nice bits that I really liked, and I really liked somewhere around here. I'm going to turn the link off now. Probably saw that I was putting these cue markers in as I was going along, and it just allows me to just quickly jump to those bits that I really liked. Nice, I like those. I like these rhythms that are going on. Let's get another couple of tracks here, and pan one left and pan one right, and see if these work in stereo. There might be too much stereo stuff going on already. Who knows? Got to try it, haven't you? Ooh, it's nice when it drops back down to that as well. Oh, I'm going to put the noise back in. Nice, it's coming along. Save this somewhere. Let's put it somewhere. Yeah, that'll do for now. I'm not precious about names and stuff like that. I've got some more questions. DJ Rick Dawson, loads of questions tonight from you today. And that's fine, mate. That's absolutely fine. And it's nice to chat with you all. The ML2, is it more accurate than MIDI clock? 100%. 100%, mate. I've done everything. I've tried MIDI clock and that, and it's, yeah, it's not good. It's not. So, yeah, don't bother with that if you ask me. I think MIDI clock's it's got too much, I don't know, jitter, or it's just a bit, I don't know, loose or something, man. I can't explain it. It's not that tight, whereas this is like the tightest thing, in my opinion. So that's one to go for. I was just going to have a quick look earlier on, because I think I recorded stuff here that kind of sounded like a cool noise. So did I? No. No, I didn't. I think this is one of the exciting things about electronic music, is the kind of exploration, just trying stuff out, not worrying too much about it. You know, really not worrying too much about it at this stage. Because if nothing comes of it, then fine, do something else. But you know, you've got to start somewhere, and all this stuff can come in useful somewhere. I'm pretty sure of that. Somewhere down the line, you'll be like, oh yeah, that track that I did. How's this then? If you've got headphones on, by the way, crank this on headphones, and it's brutal. It's beastly. This kick drum needs to be like. I might actually record something in from the perk ones over here, because I've got that all ready to go. Let's put the link back on, and that will send it out to my KeyStep Pro, which is then cool. Okay. Let's record some perk ones. Who doesn't like some perk ones? And just in case you didn't know, perk ones means thunder in Latvian. 4. And that's my boring fact of the day. Two, three, four. Okay, don't want any hi-hats at this point. Turn those down. Just want some of that kick drum. And what's the pattern this is playing? So that's the perk ones and my original kit laid up. So again, I'm just going to record in different kick drums as I'm going along. And there we go. And the cool thing about the perk ones is there's so much you can get out of it. That one's really deep. Just tuning them as well, just getting different tunings. Don't want too many transients and stuff like going crazy, you know. So I try and keep transients out the way of each other on different kick drums. One kick drum's usually got the transient, and the rest kind of do the rest. You know, the sub and the decay. But I quite like what was going on here. Probably don't want the really long decay ones. So let's take something like this. Turn the link off. Why does that sound weird? Wow, what's happened to those kick drums? They sound well different. Have I done something there? They didn't sound, I must have sent like a MIDI change out or something to them. Have no fear. Let's get another instance of the grid. And I'll load up my preset. There we go. Nah, it still sounds weird. Oh, I know what it is. It's my headphone connection. I'm using this headphone connection here, and if it's not in right, it goes out of phase. So my kick drum suddenly sounded like all thin and weird. And it's absolutely fine. It was just my headphone. Sorry about that. Let's try some different ones. Those are good. And right at the end I had these nice subby ones. These are good as well. But you can hear that transient is just a bit wonky on that one. That's got too much tone. Actually, there's way too much going on in these kick drums. GS is asking, what do you think about the Mind Phaser VCO? I've never used it, mate. Oh, those kick drums not bad. What do you like about the Mind Phaser? Tell me about it. I'll pull it up in a minute. I like these ones, but the transient's off. Can you hear it? It's like flammy. Just want to pull these things over a little bit. And that'll kind of do, but what I'll do is, actually I should put this on a different track. Anyone use like transient based effects? They can be really useful. Transient control, just take off some of that attack. It might be easier if I just EQ it, actually. That one's like really embedded. EQ, EQ. Am I losing my mind? It is on that track, isn't it? Yeah, it's there. Okay. I've discovered a really annoying sound. I didn't hear it at first. I think it's these things. Do you ever do that? You listen to a sound for ages, you're like, I love this, I love this, I love this. And you come back and you listen to it a bit later on, you're like, hang on a minute. Something in that really annoying. Let's mute those things. It might just be, I'm not going to go down that route just yet. I think it's because I'm filtering them. I think that's how I'm going to start the track. Or that one. Just stop that noise a sec. These sounds are just like brutal. Yeah, I kind of like that. Maybe I should start with that. This one. I think we're going to start with these ones here. Might as well get into a little bit of arrangement at some point. And then maybe blast off into here. Don't want you, don't want you, don't want you, don't want you. There we go. No, I don't want that one. What's in first select on Bitwig? Ah, command. That's my command. I think it wants to go into here. Yeah, that's what it wants. That's what it wants. Bouncing clips? No. I need to gate that. I need to gate that thing. That noise. Right, don't want this. Don't want that. Just going to go into this. Should start color coding stuff soon. Going to color code stuff, Matt, or it's going to get messy. There we go. Yeah, this filter is cool. This filter is very cool. So I'm doing a low pass filter and then I'm boosting it on the way out to bring the volume back up, and it just, I mean, listen to that. Now these kicks have got to do something with these. These need to be a bit like. What I might do, because I've got a second instance of kicks here, is load up some different kick drums. So at the moment I've got those kick drums, and just have some kicks, some different kicks. Just chuck them in. Oh, audio clips, samples, okay. It's quite interesting. That's quite interesting. Okay. So that's my original ones. I'm adding this to it. Now which one is it? That's okay. So this one, I'm going to tune that to get in with the track. Okay. Okay, someone was asking about the mind phaser. Let's have a look at the mind phaser. Mind phaser Euro rack. Let's have a look at this. Okay. Ah, yes, the hex inverter. Yeah, it looks pretty cool, man. So is it dual oscillator, or is one, you've got two oscillators? Oh yeah, 2 volt per octave inputs, so I guess you can use independently, but I guess they also modulate each other using this mod bus. Got some feedback in there. Yeah, great. I mean, all these kind of complex VCOs are great, are absolutely great at doing all this kind of like techno-y stuff that I'm kind of into, nice and dark and brutal. But I must admit, you know, when I enjoy using all this stuff here to generate that, and I'm just using the 4MS oscillator here, that's all. And I've enjoyed the fact that I'm plugging it through different distortions and different orders and different VCOs and different filters to get to where I'm getting. And then I go and pitch stuff down and pitch stuff up and come up with, you know, this, and it kind of sounds like a complex oscillator to my mind. I mean, yeah, I imagine that Mind Phaser can do some really interesting stuff, particularly with all the modulation. But yeah, I mean, let me know if you get it and how you get on with it for sure. I presume everyone can hear me okay, by the way. How long have I been streaming now for? I'm not sure. Does it say? I've been streaming for over an hour, crikey. Okay, well, I'm kind of liking what I've got going on here. And I like these other... I like all this. So what if... Oh, you see, this is the thing I hate about using DAWs. Nothing against Bitwig or anything personally. It is the fact that you start using your eyes too much, and you start, look, I'm arranging stuff on the grid, and I'm, it's 4 bars of this, 4 bars of that. No. If I can, I like to do live performances with this and just record to this as a tape machine as much as possible, but I thought I'd try something different tonight. How do you guys get away from that whole kind of thing of like working to the grid too much? Okay, now this I want to do some grid work with. This one I want to do something interesting with. Let's do something here. Okay, need to speed that up. Now, I was doing something before with this where I was using, if I wanted to multiply and get the BPM twice as fast, I would get a constant and I would times the, where is it, phase. I'll get the phase in, which is essentially the BPM, times it by 2 and stick that into there. Great. But I found that it also took the reset with it. So I did a bit of digging, and instead of doing it that way, I think I started using the phaser or the scaler, one of them, and it allows you to basically work independently from the reset. It's getting a bit Terminator-y, for a better word. I do like the Echo Boy. Echo Boy's nice and vibey, and all these different these tape styles. Don't know if you played with this much, but you should get into that because it adds so much different vibe. There's a lot you can get into with that. Now, this thing for me is sort of sticking out. I want it to feel part of the track, so I'm going to put it in a group with all the other stuff, see what happens. Yeah. This beat LFO is really cool inside of Bitwig. It's just a great way to get movement and stuff, particularly when you start using the kind of ramp shapes. And is it synchronized to the BPM? It must be. I didn't really want to take the low end off this. But I may just have to sculpt some stuff out somewhere. Okay. Let's do something more here as well, because I think I can hear what it needs. I think it's just that. I think it's just that. That's what it needs, because let's try that. Just change the sound completely. Okay, Alice. Honestly, somebody who only ever works in a box, the grid isn't something I perceive unless I'm doing something like adding faux humanizing to a groove. Okay. Yeah, fair point. For me, it just makes me arrange in a particular way. And I guess you become aware of it when you are working doorless and you're not really working to a screen as such. You know, when I'm jamming with this, I never think about an intro or verse. I don't have verses and choruses really. I don't have sections, if you like. I just open and close. I just make sounds longer, and I play around with the modulation, and that's what I do. Whereas here, I'm getting into way too much detail, way too much, too early, in the wrong areas. I think I'm distracted by that. These kick drums are just still sounding lame, so I need to do something about this. Right, let's do something brutal. I'm going to send them all to an effects, and on here I'm going to add some distortion. Is there some nice distortion that somebody's made for me? Listen to that. The thing is, it's got to be out of the way of the other. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's it. Without that sidechain compression, I think it's better without that sidechain compression. I think maybe I want it on that one, but I like what it's doing. Yeah, I was being too restrictive. I wasn't letting things breathe too much, and so I took off some of the sidechain compression, and I'm just not letting things. I'm not letting the kick move stuff out of the way. Okay. Let's get back to distortion. Give me some. And I don't mind choosing presets. At least get me somewhere where I want to be. Maybe it's somewhere there to an extent. Well, what was that? There was See, I've already looped. I already just went and looped a section. I didn't even think about why. I think one of the things that always benefits from. Not sure if I like that. That's very not me. This sort of sound, this sort of rhythm. I must admit. Okay, usually for my hi-hats, I always turn to the defam. So let's record some defamming. Just checking the chat room. Alice says, fair point. Obviously, there's a gazillion ways of going about things. I suppose it could get in the way if your bass line is to perform on spot. Yeah. Yeah. Last thing I did was on the Conductive Labs and Noodler. Oh yeah, that looks cool. It's an old Ensoniq MR rack, a bit of pattern programming on the dinky OLED and some chord sequencing. No computer screen involved other than for Valhalla DSP. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. The Euro rack has exploded since I last saw an empty case. Yeah, I know, man. I've got to sort it out. Valhalla really is brilliant enough. Yeah, I think so, as a reverb. The only reverbs that I think that I bought that I have currently is, let's have a look, I think it's the Arturia stuff. I think it's, I've pretty much got all of their effects. I've got their filters, I've got their preamps, yeah. So I've got their reverbs here. I ain't got the Valhalla stuff at the moment, fortunately. Right, let's see if we can get some defam in, shall we? Because the defam's a lot of fun. Let me just turn off the screen so you can see what I'm doing. Don't want that. And that. Defam is here. And that should be synced, hopefully. So I've got the link on. And let's take the VCA out. Let's just go into, anyway, it's good enough. It's funny, isn't it, defam? Now I want it to run twice the speed. What's 74 times 2? 148. That's what I need to do this. Yes, I did have to just calculate that. That's the kind of speed. Oh, it's quite nice at that speed. Oh, kind of like that. Maybe a bit slower. Okay, it's quite interesting. Suddenly just taken a whole other turn, and that's what I like. Let's try a different rhythm on the defam. Didn't want to do it there, I want to do it here. Probably wondered what I was doing there when I was just stopping the defam and starting it. Well, that's because I haven't got a reset, or actually the defam doesn't have a reset built into it. So if you want it always to start from 1 out of the 8 on the sequence, you have to physically advance it manually with your hand, with your finger. Let's go to the right camera. You have to physically move it until you get to 1 and then hit play. Otherwise, it'll just start from wherever. But I don't mind that because, as you can see there, I managed to get out like loads of different grooves really, really quickly. So I've got loads more options now. So what I'm saying is, don't strive for everything always kind of having to work properly, because you can pull really interesting things out of accidents and equipment that's not synced correctly, and that's got one type of sequence that's out of sync with another one. But you know what I mean. Oh, we've gone back to 74. And I'm going to add a couple of them together. What did I just record that at? Should tell me the BPM somewhere. 131 I was at. What's happened? Oh, of course. So now I take the clock back to what it was at. Of course, like all the things that I was doing working on the grid now, if it's going to be slightly in and out, and that's fine. So I've got this very straight 909 going on here, along with the hats that I just recorded in. And the noise is, what's going on with the noise then? Bring the noise. What's the problem with the noise? Why isn't the noise? Let's do that pre. I don't like the emphasis on the 1. It's a bit obvious. That not digging that. So let's get rid of that. Let's try a different one. That one, it's just like obvious in it. No, see you later. See, I'm always kind of playing this. I'm always playing this game of kind of like, don't be obvious, don't be obvious. If there's something obvious in there, I have to bury it, or I have to squash it, or I have to add distortion to it. I just can't have obvious. The track has got to be full of non-obvious things, if that makes sense. Does anyone else understand that? LNE, will you be getting the latest Game Changer module? Ooh, hope so. If you're new to this channel, by the way, do like and subscribe if you're here. Nobody is giving me a thumbs up on this video. Surely it must deserve a thumbs up, at least one. And I did do a video talking about the Game Changer module. That does look very, very interesting, I must say. So yeah, I'd definitely like to check that out for sure. So now I've taken those obvious bits out, that's fine. And of course, this is now, probably need to short decay if I want to stay with that. See 13 thumbs here. I don't have any. I'm seeing 0. Oh, and maybe I need to refresh it. But thank you, really appreciate it. Alice subbed years ago. You were on Sonic State announcing you'd stream. Got treated to the industrial techno session. Hey, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I have thought about maybe like upping my game on YouTube. I don't know. And doing more of these live streams. I honestly don't know if this is interesting for you or not. I presume you must enjoy it in some way because you're here. If you've got other suggestions, do you like these live streams? Do you want me to do more talking about modules? Do you just want me to do some live patching? Do you want me to just rant about stuff? Tell jokes? Maybe I shouldn't do anything musical. Right, I'm hearing a different sound here. Burp. This has become completely like just a normal techno track. I think this one's going in the bin. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit safe. Need that noise. I'm not sure. I've taken the life out of this. And I think I've done that because I've done rhythms with the grid that I didn't need to. So I'm going to take those off. No, I think I've overworked this. I think I've taken out all the essence of what it was. And that's okay. Let me take it back to where it was. And I think maybe it was the speed, because I was originally about 74, wasn't I? $148, yeah, divided by 2. 49? Was it really? So 49 I was working at? I mean, to my ears, when I first started this, it had a lot more life. It was... Yeah, it was vibing, and... And now it's not. What was this recorded at? So it's recorded at 148. What to do? I think this one's going in the bin. Only thing I like about it now is the kick drum. Alright, I'm going to try one thing. I'm going to pull out the old, some Diva. One of my favourite synths, and let's pull up some polysynth. I just want it's very kind of Wish You Were Here, wasn't it? Pink Floyd. I just want a Juno. Give me a Juno sound. Just give me a Juno. Just something like that for now. I'm going to heavily sidechain that. You know, I don't even know what key this is in, because I don't even tune my oscillators. I just find the sound that I like and hit record. So oh, it's C. See, I even remember these were like, maybe it should stay with that filter on. No, I think this one's going in the bin. I like what that's done to that kick drum. Okay, let's get the modular back on. Now this is completely not me in terms of style. So I would just look to mess it up somehow. Well, this one's going in the bin. Oh, I forgot about the noise. Noise makes all the difference, eh? I've still got one of those hi-hats that sounds like snares. I don't use snares. Snares are just, don't, snares, just get rid of them. Oh, what? 43. 43. Get rid of those. I think the thing about snares is sounds like it slows things down, and it makes things sound obvious. It's like, oh, right, okay, that's where the beat is. I mean, that's what it was all originally about, just like big low end, big shaking low end. Okay, folks, I've been streaming for far too long. I'm tired. I'll come back to this tomorrow with a fresh head. See if it's worth keeping or not. Thank you so much for joining me tonight and for the chat in the chat room. Do hit the thumbs up and like and subscribe and all of that. And Happy New Year to everybody. And yeah, it has got quite tribal. It's definitely not my sort of thing. It might be the sort of thing that I use if I'm writing something for TV and adverts, perhaps. Happy 2024 to you, Regmon Music. It's been interesting. Yeah, good. Thanks. Thanks. I'm glad it has. Thanks, Alice. Thanks, long time subscriber. And have a great 2024. I'll be live streaming more regularly this year. And yeah, if you've got any thoughts about what you want me to live stream in future, please do stick it down in the comments below. Any ideas, things you want me to look at, I'll do it. All right, folks, look after yourselves, all right? Take it easy. Bye.